Facebook, and welcome back for another live episode of Tender Talk. Now, last week, while I get this all shared up as usual, so we can get as many viewers on as possible. Actually, you know what? If you're watching right now, tag someone or share this video so we can get more viewers and more people watching and more comments right from the get-go. Now, last week, we were over at the Premier Breakfast at Tab Corp Park Menangle. And what we did was we done live out on site at the racetrack. Now, what we covered was how things like the racetrack, airports, sporting grounds can affect your tender. So if you missed last week's Tender Talk, scroll down, go back, check it out, because it was quite a good episode in how things that you may not think could affect your tender definitely can and definitely will. Now, just as I get all this done, one sec, almost ready to get into it. Now, okay, so tonight is the Norellan Chambers, and we are sponsoring the event. I'm going to be doing a 10-minute presentation. So over on the Simone Homes Facebook page, we're actually going to film that live. So tonight between 6:30 and 7:30, not exactly sure the exact time. Make sure you're watching because it's going to be a very interesting presentation. Also, another thing before I get into today's episode, the In MacArthur magazine spring edition is now out. We're in the front cover and we're revealing it's our birthday in October. So, and we're giving away a box full of goodies. So grab the spring edition, have a bit of a read of that. And also too, we featured in here about our launch night that was a couple of months ago. So if you go to page 70, we've got an article there about our launch night. So yeah, grab that. It's a free magazine. If you're in the MacArthur area, you should be able to find that very, very easily and have a bit of a good read, so keep an eye out for that as well too. Okay, so let's get into today's episode. So, today I wanted to talk about was tile directions and how this can affect your tender. Now, if you read closely, most builders will allow the tile directions to be laid square or straight. Now, what do I mean by that? So let me just draw you a little bit of a picture here. So just a basic layout, just like that. Now, if your front door is down here somewhere, not a very good door, just like so. Now, the way they want you to lay your tiles is just square. So the tiles will actually look just like so. I think you get what I'm trying to say. Tiles laid straight and square. Now, this is fine. Now, a lot of people are happy with this, but some people are looking to do things a little bit differently. Maybe they want to make their tiles stand out. Maybe they want some sort of cool looking feature tile, and they might want to lay their tiles in a different direction. Now, this does cost a bit extra. Now, let me just show you first, and then we'll get into why it may cost a little bit extra. So, as you can see here, actually, can you see over here? Can't see there. All right, I'll draw it over here. Can we see here? All right, so I'll draw it here next to it. So, same sort of scenario, right? Doors here. Now, say for example, you want to lay your tiles on a 45. So your tiles are now going to be laid like this, on a different angle. I think you get the message. So as you can see here, this is just one of the ways of a different type of laying of the tile. Now, why would this cost more money than this? Let me explain it to you. So, first reason is going to be some extra tiles that you're going to have to allow for, with a little bit of extra wastage in cutting the tiles like this, then like this. So as you can see, as we get to all these angles here, you may have a lot of off-cutted tiles that you can't use elsewhere. So you're going to have to allow a lot more tiles around the edges of each room. That's one of the reasons. Now, because it's not straight, it does take a little bit of extra time for the tiler to actually lay. So these things that are actually, labour and time, they're the things that are going to actually drive your price up. So as you can imagine here, it's going to take the tiler a lot longer to, number one, set this up, and number two, to actually lay it. Now, once he sets it up and lays it, it's not going to be so bad. But once again, going back to why we had to order the extra tiles, was when he gets around to all the edges, it's about making excess amounts of cuts. So there's a lot of cutting involved in laying your tile a different direction. So this is why that the standard lane of directions is normally the standard thing. So you might want to, if this is something you maybe want to consider thinking about, you're doing something a little bit different in your house. If you've got some nice tiles, there are a couple of different ways you can lay them. That's one way. Straight is another. You can even, depending on the size, you might even have, a non-square tile. So you might have, say, a 300 by 900 tile. So you might even be designed to lay them in some sort of like a brick pattern, just like so. So there are quite a different ways to lay your tiles. So if you want, do some research on how you would like your tiles laid, because that can actually mean a big difference in the type of house that you're actually looking for. So if you know anyone that is in the process of, even if they've already got a tender, or even if they're looking to find out a way how to make their tiles a little bit different, or their house looking different, tag them in the comments below, or share this video with someone who you feel like they too could benefit from watching this video about the tile directions. Okay, so I'd love to know also too in the comments below how this time suited for you live, because the whole purpose of this, I want to get as many people watching as possible so we can start the comments, because I want you to ask me some questions and some feedback on the topics that we're talking about to see if there's anything I can help you with. So if you've got a suggested time that we can move this to, I am thinking to move it to a Monday night at about 7 o'clock. But leave in the comments below. I'd love to know what you think would be good. Join me next week for another episode of Live Tender Talk. Thanks, guys.